Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. Unfortunately, the battle between Wike and Fubara seems to have crossed over also into 2025. A certain statement made by Fubara a few hours ago has been replied to by Wike, and it has to do with that particular object called red pen. Don't forget that some few hours ago, Fubara talked about what he intends to use the red pen for, that it is still in his hands. But Wike cannot hold back. He has replied it. And Fubara's camp also they have also fired back at Wike. And we're going to be looking at all of this in a jiffy now. According to the news, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and some Wike has dismissed the threat by Governor Similare Fubara of Rivers State to continue using his red pen against his enemies. Wike reminded Fubara that he has been using the same red biro for 14 years and is still using it. Speaking at the crossover into 2025 church service held at St. Paul's Anglican Church, Ogbobo Town in Ogbobo-Nkoro local government area, Fubara vowed that he would continue to crush his enemies. Fubara, in his words, says, "The red biro is still filled. It is still here with me. Every enemy plan will continue to crash." However, speaking through his media outlet, Olayinka, the minister, cautioned Fubara, saying he has only used his red biro for 2 years. And this was what Olayinka wrote. He said, "Someone who has only used the red biro for less than 2 years is somewhere reminding himself and boasting that the red biro is still filled. It is still here with me. It's okay. Shouldn't he also be reminded that someone has used the same red biro for 14 years and is still using it?" That was the position of Wike in respect to it. But shockingly, replies have continued to fly in from Fubara's camp straight to Wike. And the first person here, one honorable Solar Boy, says, "No reverse money for your thief principal." Another person here says, "Why is the person that has used it for 14 years and still using it not contented with his own biro and disturbing someone that is using it for less than 2 years? He has tried several times to snatch from someone that is just using it but fell. Isn't it natural to remind him that he still has it?" This is really a tough statement coming from Fubara's camp, because unfortunately this is nothing but the truth. This unnecessary bwahaha by these two personalities, for me, it's really uncalled for. Uncalled for, considering the fact that Wike is not just someone who the office was snatched away from him. He had served for 8 good years. Fubara just came on board. Why all this fighting and infighting? And then I'm just taking into retrospect what both of them had gone through in 2024. Is it going to continue again in 2025? Don't forget that fairly recently also the president have had a meeting with all the executive governors, and he talked about the issue of everyone slowing down on infighting, because it's really not necessary. His administration is at stake. He's been lambasted left, right, center by some of the reforms he had rolled out. I mean, even at the National Assembly, some PDP, APC members are not happy about, especially the tax reform, those from the northern part of Nigeria. Though most tax analysts and tax experts said it's actually a good one, for the development of Nigeria and for everyone to weigh their thinking cap. But the northern guys say it's not good enough for us. The reform is really bad. The likes of Bala Mohammed and all of that. So right now, the president is leaving the political fighting beside and concentrating to see how he can deliver dividend of democracy to the people of Nigeria, so that at the end of the day he can be reinstated for the second time. Because right now the wind that is blowing is very turbulent. The likes of Ndume, from reports, shows that he's working with the monarchs, northern monarchs, to see how Tinubu can be frustrated. So right now Tinubu does not even need all this unnecessary fighting, and I feel that if he comes into this fight, he can put everything under check, so that at least his administration will be referred to, not just in the FCT, but in other states of the Federation, as a performing administration. Because if all the state governors perform fine, they are not distracted, they are not troubled, they are not being stopped by external political warfare, unnecessary, it will enable the governors to concentrate, and do what they are supposed to do. You understand? So My colleagues in the house, I'm just thinking about this. What's your position in respect to this issue of this red pen? You just handled less than 2 years. You're making noise. Me, I've handled it for more than 14 years. Oga, if you have handled it for more than 14 years, rest now. Let us have peace.
Well, the truth is that he's still very much interested in Rivers State.
In the red pen?
That red pen is important to him. Though you're having red pen and you've handled it for 14 years, as you claim. And one person,
the interesting part of this is that he says he's been handling it for 14 years and he's still handling it. Oga, do you want 2 red pen now?
No, the 2 will be very fine, being that one can be run in the FCT, the other one will be run here in Rivers State. Or be that as it may, everybody expects him to rest. 14 years of uninterrupted rulership. What more can you ask? You have been well decorated. You moved from being a governor to an FCT minister. It has never been recorded in history of Nigeria where a Southerner headed the FCT ministry, but yet, they gave it to you. You have everything to thank God for. Why then do you want to, if you, because you give the red pen, quote and unquote, to Fubara, then you have the right to remove it at anyhow you will. That's why Fubara, during his New Year Thanksgiving, he thanked God that no one was taking the position of God in his life, But, you have held it for 40 years. I'm wondering, is it that yes, Wike wants to hold it for life? Is it a pen that would, until the last drop of his breath, that's when he will let it go? There's sometimes, like everybody believes, it's an ovation. Live when the ovation is highest. Or else, the same people who celebrated you, just like Peter, they have celebrated him. That was why he got angry. It's the same people who also announce your downfall and celebrate another. It's turn by turn. You have done a fine job in your days. And it's a good thing for reverence if the next person they handed over to is doing better than you.
Of course.
That's the prayer of every parent, that their children do better than them. And let it be a record that, Rivers will be grateful to you for bringing someone like Fubara who changed the narrative. But rather, it's as if it's not in competition with Fubara. Fubara will say something, he will too go and reply. And as in, it has, like one will say, has he reduced himself to a point where he's not exchanging words with the state government.
Interestingly, Fubara does not mention names. He will say that my enemies will be crushed. Some people who thought they were God. You will see that the other side and you will reply. Oga, he's not talking about. I think ever since Fubara came on board as the governor of Rivers State, I can't remember an occasion whereby he talked about the issue of Abuja. He has even shown any interest, because there are some of the decisions that Wike has made, which for me it's outrightly disturbing because of its anti-people nature. It's expected that everybody should kind of get involved in it. But Fubara would not say, even look at the Abuja that they gave to him. See how he's handling it, chaos everywhere, quarrel everywhere, and all of that. Fubara has never talked about it. He is concentrating in the one that had been handed over to him. Whether you call him Ingrid or he's not Ingrid over your personal property. He's Ingrid over, we accept his ingratitude, because at least his ingratitude has stopped certain things from happening. So why not rest and focus, and do the things that you're supposed to do as a governor? Because I feel that at this point, everybody needs, by now, 2 years, we are getting into 2 years, Fubara needs to settle down and take out time to deliver dividend of democracy. That distraction of last year, somehow I think that the president has something to do here. If he can call Wike to order and say, concentrate. When the time for politicking comes, you can continue your politicking, but for now, it is time to work. Let's concentrate and do our work.